Hi everybody, my name is Steve Giralt. I'm here at The Garage, our production company in Brooklyn, New York. And today I'm going to show you 5 tips on how to shoot better macro videos. So tip number 1 is about getting close. And I mean really, really close. You know, we're doing macro videos here. Some people are like, oh yeah, that's kind of macro. I'm talking about like, if I could get this thing into the lens, let's do it and let's go for it. So I'm gonna show you a little bit about getting really, really super close with your camera to your lens and your object. So as you see here, this is a Laowa 24mm probe lens. I actually bought it at B&H. And it allows you to shoot up to 2-to-1 macro. What does that mean? It means that you could actually capture something twice the size it is in reality on the film plane. So, or well, digital plane for this case. So with this lens, you can see I have this whisk here, right here, and it is actually holding focus with it literally touching the lens. So it's pretty amazing what you could do. And the fun with this is that you could also just pull focus here, and you'll see that I could focus at the back, which is really cool, and I could focus towards the front, which is really cool. You're gonna wanna be a little steadier than I am with my hand here, but it lets you do really cool stuff and really kind of play with that depth without even moving the camera. For tip number 2, when you're this close to things, you gotta make sure that your camera's on something really sturdy. You know, so keep in mind if you're on a wood floor, if people start walking around, you're gonna see the shake in it. It's really best to make sure you're on something super sturdy and don't walk around and move while you're trying to do a macro. On top of that, if you want to try to move your camera through a scene, maybe on a slider or just on a little pan tilt head or a tripod, make sure it's a really sturdy tripod and it's not going to move in a really crazy way as you try to kind of keep things really sturdy. Because in macro, any little bit of shake and you'll see it. For us, we're using this monstrous robot right here. This is a Milo motion control robot. It actually won an Oscar about 10-20 years ago for being such an innovative piece of machinery. So this lets you move the camera even in this extreme macro in super smooth ways, and you could actually do repeat moves that way as well. We won't get into it too much, but it's pretty awesome. So for tip number 3, it's about light. Make sure that just because you're really close to something, you're not forgetting to think about how to light that as beautifully as possible. The next challenge is also not just making beautiful light, but making sure you have enough light. This lens, for example, is f/14, so it needs a ton of light if you're gonna try to shoot video with it, you know, or there's always the sun outside. The sun outside is really powerful and you could do a lot of lighting with it. And if anything, just put a little bit of diffusion between the sun and your object and you could get a lot done. But for us, we use this SkyPanel S60. It's a really great light and it lets you dim and do all sorts of stuff and change colors. It's a really fun light and it's pretty powerful, as you can see, because right here I'm shooting on this lens at f/14 and it's exposing this scene just fine, and it's, you know, not that far away. So light is the big thing to remember, because I think a lot of people with macro just kind of aim it at it and expose it and don't kind of think about the fact that you can shape light even if you're just shooting something this big. So for tip number 4 is don't forget to clean up after yourself. Clean your room. So we have to use a lot of different things to try to clean the objects that we're on, because when you're that close to things, you're gonna see everything. So canned air or one of these little like squeezy things are really great. We use a microfiber cloth like this a lot too for wiping surfaces and, you know, shiny objects like glass. If you get really close to glassware or diamonds or any of those things, you're gonna need to really like polish those things up perfectly. And it's a really fun challenge to try to make those look nice and clean and nice and sparkly and all those things. So make sure you keep in mind, keep your room clean. Last but not least, tip number 5 is all about perspective and depth. You know, so a lot of people think macro, okay, I'm gonna get a 100mm macro or a 180mm macro. I'm gonna be super far away from the object, and that's gonna be cool because I'll be really tight to it. But with that, a lot of depth is lost. You know, so with this lens right here, the Laowa probe is a 24mm. So as you see here, it shows a lot of depth in the shape from being a wide angle lens compared to this 50 macro, which I'm going to show you as well. So I switched to the 50mm macro, and you see here the depth of the imagery is really different. Kind of a very different aesthetic altogether. Obviously depth of field gets a lot softer compared to this lens at f14. I'm still here at f11, so I'm not that far off, but just the mechanics of the lens and the way the 50mm gets softer and is a longer lens really changes things. So, you know, it's really a matter of choosing the right lens for the project you're trying to do. There is no right lens or wrong lens. It's called what the artist is intending to do. So I'll leave it to you to use your artistic intent to decide which macro lenses you should play with. Thank you so much for joining us for our macro tips today. I hope you enjoy them. I hope you go out and you explore them. If you really enjoy this, make sure you like this, you subscribe, you comment, you tell us how wonderful this is, because the folks at V&H are really working hard on all these for you. If you want to follow us at The Garage, you can follow me on Instagram at Steve Giralt, or you can follow our educational program at The Garage Learning or thegaragellearning.com. I hope you guys join us next time for another fun series of tips, and stay safe.